Step into the shadows of ancient Rome, beyond the grand Colosseum and the hallowed halls of the Senate, to a place where power, paranoia, and passion collided. Today, we're delving into the scandalous world of one of Rome's most controversial emperors, Domitian. Was he the disciplined, moral reformer he claimed to be? Or was his palace a stage for secrets and forbidden desires? Let's uncover the truth. Domitian ascended to the throne in 81 AD, inheriting an empire from his father, Vespasian, and brother, Titus. Publicly, he presented himself as a guardian of traditional Roman values. He passed strict laws against adultery, exiled senators for immoral behavior, and even revived archaic punishments for Vestal virgins who broke their vows of chastity. He wanted Rome and the world to see him as a restorer of morality, a new Augustus, but behind the closed doors of his lavish palace on the Palatine Hill, a very different story was unfolding. The most glaring contradiction to his public persona was his own marriage. Domitian was married to the beautiful and influential Domitia Longina. Their union was a political power play, but it was also fraught with drama. Early in his reign, Domitian felt passionately for his own niece, Julia Flavia. The Roman historian Suetonius tells us he openly lived with Julia as if she were his wife, even after she was married to another man. This affair wasn't just a fleeting fling. It was a public secret that flew in the face of the very laws Domitian himself championed. The irony was staggering. The man punishing others for moral failings was openly engaging in an incestuous affair. Condemned by Roman society, the relationship with Julia Flavia is shrouded in tragedy. Ancient sources claim she became pregnant by Domitian and died after a forced abortion. While we must be cautious with such sensational claims, often written by hostile senators, they paint a picture of a ruler whose personal desires overrode all else, even family and his own public image. His hypocrisy didn't go unnoticed. The Roman elite whispered in the corridors, their resentment growing with every edict he passed. Meanwhile, what of his wife, Domitia? She was temporarily exiled for an alleged affair with a famous actor named Paris. Domitian, consumed by jealousy, reportedly had Paris publicly executed. Yet, in a bizarre twist, he later recalled Domitia to the palace. Suetonius claims Domitian couldn't bear to be apart from her, despite his continued relationship with Julia. This volatile mix of love, jealousy, and power created a toxic atmosphere within the imperial family. The palace wasn't a home. It was a gilded cage of suspicion and emotional turmoil. Beyond his well-known affairs, Domitian's court was a place of whispered rumors. Historians like Cassius Dio suggest the emperor had a taste for more than just romantic entanglements. He was known to have a flock of concubines and was said to favor a young boy named Erotic, a eunuch whose beauty was celebrated by court poets. While such relationships were not entirely uncommon for powerful Roman men, they further exposed the deep chasm between Domitian's public decrees and his private indulgences. He demanded purity from Rome, but seemingly allowed himself every liberty. So, how do we make sense of this complex figure? Domitian was a man of immense contradictions. He was an effective, if authoritarian, administrator who stabilized the empire's finances and strengthened its borders, but he was also a deeply insecure and paranoid ruler whose personal life was a web of scandalous secrets. His reign of terror against the Senate was perhaps fueled by this very insecurity, a fear that his own moral failings would be used against him. In the end, his paranoia became a self-fulfilling prophecy. A palace conspiracy, allegedly involving his own wife Domitia, led to his assassination in 96 AD. The man who lived by the sword of suspicion died by it. Domitian's story is a powerful reminder that in the grand theater of history, the lines between public image and private reality are often blurred. The emperor who demanded moral purity from his people was, himself, a captive of his own hidden lusts and dark secrets. What do you think? Was Domitian a misunderstood tyrant or a master hypocrite? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for journeying back to ancient Rome with us today. If you enjoyed this dive into imperial scandal, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hidden histories. See you next time.